This place left us completely inner. Baalbek, also known as Heliopolis in ancient Greece, is an ancient site with gigantic temples dedicated to the god Baal. The Temple of Bacchus is one of the Temple of Jupiter was the Roman Empire's biggest temple, of which only several columns and a colossal base remain. Smaller than the others, the Temple of Venus is the third attraction of the site. Together they form an extremely impressive archaeological ensemble which would make the cities of Athens and Rome blusher. We went to visit the famous cedars of Lebanon in the Shof, on Mount Beirut. As the national emblem of Lebanon, the cedars are protected today. They once covered a greater part of Lebanese territory. Be resistant and rot-proof. It was used by the Phoenicians to build their boats. Later, the King Solomon used it to build his temple in Jerusalem. We unfortunately didn't have time to go and admire the cedars of God which are found in Shari, in the north of the country. But the ones we did see were beautiful, including the one which inspired the cedar on the Lebanese flag, which you can see on the photo below. Sidon, have you heard of it? I imagine so if you've read the Bible. It's mentioned several times, including in the book of Genesis. Jesus is even said to have gone there to preach with his apostles. It is often associated with Tyre, the neighboring town in the south. We visited the maritime fortress, built by the Crusaders in the 13th century, as well as its souk and its soap museum. Beirut, the capital of Lebanon, is a monumental city which contains half of the country's inhabitants. It's famous for being one of the most ancient cities in the world. We visited the Rouch and the American University of Beirut, the most prestigious university in the Middle East and where our friend, Dr. Professor Mirella, teaches. The sumptuous Byzantine palace dates from the 18th century and was the seat of the Emirate of Mount Lebanon. Perched on a cliff in the region of Shof, it's a very photogenic place. I obviously had to have a bit of fun taking some clear snaps. Byblos is the birthplace of the Phoenician civilization, and was the second most ancient city in the world after Domas. Traces indicate that Byblos, which was once called Gebel, has been occupied since 8000 BC, in the Neolithic period. The first alphabet, created by the Phoenicians, was devised in Byblos. The Phoenicians exported papyrus from Egypt to Greece. The Greeks decided to name the city Byblos, which means papyrus in Greek. We went on a boat tour around Byblos to admire the sunset. The Jeta Grotto is an enormous system of caves with a multitude of stalactites and stalagmites, including the biggest known stalactite in the world. It's a Lebanese national symbol, and made it to the 14 finalists in the competition of the 7 new wonders of the world. Yep, the Lebanese are pretty proud of it. I unfortunately don't have any photos of the interior of the caves, as cameras were forbidden. Near Jeta, you can find Jauni, a town by the sea. We took the cable car to go to Harissa and taken the whole bay of Jauni. It's a magnificent viewpoint on the Mediterranean and the coast of Lebanon. Subscribe to the channel and click like please.